Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's topic, we are going to talk about dashboard control in SPFx React Control library from open source community. Think about it that when we are building solution using SharePoint Framework, one of the most common challenge where we face today is UI consistency and the speed of the development, right? So those who are unaware of PnP SPFx controls which are available, you can check here that there are so many controls which are available, which we can directly use in our SPFx solutions, which can speed up our development. And these controls are so useful that we don't have to take care of internally so many things. Like for example, a list picker control will allow you to select the list, and the good thing about this is depending on where the web part is running, by default it will make the API call for you and populate the drop down list also. Same way we have folder picker, which basically allows you to give ability for user to select the folders within your custom forms or custom dashboard or whatever you are building, right? So think about it that when we are creating an SPFX solutions, right, though we have full freedom of the React, but every time we kind of build a web part, we end up writing same thing again and again. Similar kind of layout, similar kind of people picker control, similar kind of list control, pagination controls, placeholders and etc., dashboard, etc. This is where the SPFX React controls comes into picture. Now, as we can see from this URL that there are so many controls available. In today's video, we are specifically going to talk about the control known as dashboard. For me, this control basically is very useful because through this control we can create a dashboard, a kind of experience for any your SPFX solution. Though this control is meant for Microsoft Teams, but this also can be used in non-Teams related project itself, and that is what we are going to see today. So if you see here, basically this is how the dashboard control looks like, wherein you can create a dashboard, you can create tabs or add tabs inside it, or you can have different cards inside it, so that the user can feel that this is a dashboard kind of experience. This URL will also give you the usage example, but what I will do is I'll go a little bit deep into and way for us to basically get data from the SharePoint list using PnPjs library, and then from there creating some kind of user interface. So this is again a show and tell video where I will show you how the web part looks like and what kind of controls or what kind of logic we can write to basically build this kind of similar experience to get data from PnPjs and display it into dashboard. Okay, so if you see here, the documentation also gives us how we can use the control. Once we have installed the React library dependency, then you can import the widget and the dashboard control, and within the dashboard control you have to give the data as in widget. So each of the dashboard content needs a widget, so each widget is basically kind of a card, wherein you can put the card name, the description and the other details which you want to call it out within that particular card. So what we will do today is we are going to get data from a SharePoint list. For example, consider that you are displaying the project details, and what you want to do is you wanted to display project details in a list wherein you have to show description, status, due date, etc. And what you want to do is you wanted to display it like this. So this is the project's title, this is the status, this is the description, and on click of more info you can see some other field. So I'm just trying to replicate what we have seen in the in the documentation so that we know how we are able to create it. So let's go to the code. As I said, first thing is to be noted here is that we need to install the control library, right? So for to install this, what you can do is you can say npm install @PnP SPFx Control React, which is going to install this library. And once this is installed, in the main homepage component, in this case it is named as dashboard PnP control, what we have to do is we have to basically kind of import, right? So the widget size and the dashboard is being imported here. Because we are going to get data from the SharePoint list, which is project details which I just showed you. We are also importing some of the PnP libraries so that we can use it here. And in here in the constructor, what we will do is we will first initialize the SPFx. This is the typical PnPjs initialization of how we can create an SP object, which you can then use to basically make any API calls within SharePoint, right? So, and then in the component did mount, what we have is we have the get dashboard data method, which is going to get the data and then return the widget also. Let's also see the important render method. In the render method, we have a section, and within section we have dashboard. Okay, so this is just it, and what we are going to do is we are going to send the array of the widget objects which we wanted to display, and there are some properties at the widget level which you basically can initialize, or we can set it up, and will give ability for the user to set it up. One of them is allow hiding widget. It means if you want the user to hide a particular widget, then it will hide it basically. All these properties are listed in the documentation here, so whatever you see, the properties which are listed at the widget level are this one: allow widget hiding, specify if the widgets can be hidden from the dashboard, what you need to do when it has been hidden. So if for example you wanted to create a dashboard where you are saving the user preference, in that case, though you wanted to push some default widgets onto your dashboard, but if you wanted to show and hide based on the user's preference, then using this event you can save what user is asking, what user wants to show, what user doesn't want to show. You can save it somewhere in his OneDrive or in your custom database somewhere, and then based on that you can give the customized personal experience. And these are the properties which you have at the widget level. So widget level, you have size, the title, the description, the body. The body is basically where you can put all the contents which you want. If you want to put tabs, you can put. If you want to just put the widget bodies, that is also possible. So go through this documentation. In our case, what we are doing is we are creating the widget object, and I will show you how we are creating the widget object. But okay, so this is the render method, and then what you have is the get dashboard method, data method, right? So this is where the actual in the component.mount we are making the API call and also creating the widget method, which is important. So first and foremost thing, get the list data from the project details, select the particular columns like ID, title, description and everything, and then whichever items we are getting, we are mapping it to create an object. Now what this object is, this object is basically the widget object which we can directly then use it, right? So if you see here, the widget object should have title, description and the size, right, which we have seen it here, that it should have size, title and the description. And if you check the example also here in the documentation, it should have a title, description and the size and the widget action group, etc. And then there are body, okay, which is there. In the body you can have tabs. So this is what we are, same thing we are doing here. You can also put a link that when you click off the particular widget, where do you want user to redirect to. If you want to redirect as a new page or a blank, it's basically make it as a hyperlink. And now within body, what you have is you have details, which is basically a tab. So this is what you see here, right, the details tab. And the other tab which we need is more info tab, right? So for each of the object, what we have is there's a detail tab, and within detail tab in the content, what we are displaying it, we are displaying the div where we are displaying the project description, right? So in the detail tab we have the project description. And then in the more info tab, what we are doing is we are having similar kind of div paragraph structure where we are displaying the status, and depending on what is the status, we are putting some different class, so that to give little bit of kind of look and feel in terms of the colors of the status text being displayed. So completed is green, in progress is orange, etc. And not started is gray, etc., right? So this is going to do that, and then you are displaying the actual status, right? So if you see here, and then you have a due date. So how the due date is coming, so if you come little bit down, then we have a strong paragraph, another paragraph which says due date, and where we are displaying the item of due date to the local date string so that the due date would be displayed. So again, if you see here, just to summarize, what we are doing is we are iterating through each item which we got it from the SharePoint list, and we are creating the widget. The widget should have basically the title and the body, and within the body you can have different tabs, and then you can have different contents which are there. So in this case we have two tabs. within the body content, and then we have the actual parent body where the user is displaying the item title and the status, etc. also there. So this is how basically you can use the dashboard, and any control which you wanted to use inside a particular content can be used. So consider that this is specifically a React component of the content, wherein you can add or display anything which you want. For example, let's do one thing. What I will do is I will just copy this, and I will paste, and what I will say is I will just put a new label, and I will just put any hard-coded value for now because I don't want to display anything, and I will just say test value. Okay, and let me save it. So what this will do is this is going to basically uh, re-render the page, but it is going to add a div control inside the more details tab. So if we come here and if we refresh the page, let us see if it has reloaded. No, it has not. Yeah, now the reload task is completed, so this should be there now. Yes, new label test value, and if you see that new label test value would be on each and every item which is there. Okay, so this is a simple show and tell on how you can use the dashboard control. Very useful control. Think about if you have a situation where you are creating a control and you wanted to have different cards, different sections within the card you wanted to display, and you also wanted to give ability for the user to basically show and hide. So if you click here, there is an option called hide widget. If I click on this, it means it's going to hide that widget, right? And as I showed that there is an event also which is available, wherein you can choose to save the user's preference, so that if you are creating this kind of dashboard, you can save the user preference, and when you are loading the data again based on the current user's preference, what you can do is you can show or hide the widget which you wanted on the screen or not for that particular user. Okay, so that was a quick look at how we can use SPFx React Control, and in this specifically dashboard works, and how easily you can use it to create a modern responsive dashboard inside SharePoint or in Microsoft 365. Particularly, as I said, what I really like about this React Controls, it will help us focusing on solving the real business problem, because we don't have to spend time rebuilding the same UI component again and again. So whether you are creating an admin portal, you are creating a landing page, or a quick navigation dashboard, this reusable controls and this dashboard control definitely help us to do speed up our development and making the UI very consistent and maintainable. So if you find this video useful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with the team and the community. I will be also sharing some more videos around SPFX and a similar kind of control, so stay tuned. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.